Whoever catches the bouquet, I'll marry him. Will you marry me? Okay, let's get married. Dear guests. Good afternoon, everyone. Young master. The old master didn't make it. Everyone. My engagement to Xian'er is officially annulled. Hanjin, you can't leave. I just made myself very clear. Our engagement is off. How? How can it just be off? This was arranged by our grandfathers. You have the nerve to say that? If my grandfather hadn't threatened me with the Han family inheritance, did you really think I'd marry you? The Su family is billions in debt. Why should I use the Han family to fill your family's bottomless pit? Now that the old master is gone, get the hell out of my way, Hanjin. I heard that ever since Mr. and Mrs. Su ended up in comas from that car accident, the Su family's cash flow completely dried up. No wonder the Han family broke off the engagement. Billions. Even if the Su daughter is drop-dead gorgeous, who would dare marry her? Exactly. Dumped at her own wedding. Publicly humiliated by her fiancé. Once word gets out, won't the Su family collapse even faster? The imperial capital's Su family is finished. Is there anyone here willing to marry me? Whoever is willing to marry me, I will marry. Whoever catches the bouquet, I'll marry him. Will you marry me? If I marry you, will I get steamed buns every day? Yes, every day, I promise. Let's get married right now, okay? Okay, let's get married. I, Su Xian'er, take this man to be my husband, and from this moment on, I sever all ties with the Han family, completely and utterly. Miss. I just got back from the hospital, and I hear you married a drifter. A beggar, even. Miss, how could you be so foolish?
Nanili, ay fine.
It's all that Hanjin's fault. Nanny Lee, it's in the past. From now on, I'll solve the Su family's troubles on my own, but you didn't have to marry a simpleton. From now on, I'll solve the Su family's troubles on my own, but you didn't have to marry a simpleton. And this is? Miss, do we have a guest? No, he's the man I just married.
What?
He doesn't look simple at all. Such handsome features. And that build. Is this really the simpleton husband I picked up? Wifey, these clothes are uncomfortable. Ayen doesn't want to wear them. Your name is Ayen? Ayen looks so handsome in this outfit. If Xian'er likes Ayen wearing it, Ayen will wear it. He. Miss, the young master, he.
Nanili.
I know what you're worried about. I've already made up my mind. He is the husband I, Su Xian'er, have chosen. Ayen, do you know what a married couple is? You and I are married now. Married couple. Kissing, hugging, sleeping together. That's not wrong, I suppose. Ayen, looking at you, you don't seem like a drifter at all. How about I help you find your family?
No.
All right. We won't look. Since you chose me when I was at my lowest. From that moment on, I am your wife. Once I get through this busy period, I'll take you to the hospital to meet my parents. Okay. Uncle Wu, what brings you here? Xiao Su. I just got back to the country, and I just heard about the Su family situation. That punk from the Han family actually dared to break off the engagement with you. I'll go skin him alive. Uncle Wu, that's all in the past. Even without the Han family's support, I'll work hard to keep the Su family going. Oh, by the way, Uncle Wu, this is my husband, Ayen. I heard you randomly married some beggar. This old man knows me. No way. I have absolutely no memory of him. What's wrong, Uncle Wu? Do you know him? Wifey. Hungry. Okay, I'll have Auntie Lee get some food ready. Hold on. Okay, I'll have Auntie Lee get some food ready. Hold. Okay, I'll have Auntie Lee get some food ready. Hold on. What kind of act is the young master of the Dongfeng family putting on? Uncle Wu, do you know Yen? I was mistaken. Xiao Su. I think this young man looks very promising. He probably fell on hard times for some reason. His mental capacity should be restorable through medical treatment. Really, Uncle Wu? Of course. Take him to the hospital for a checkup when you have time. I'll be on my way now. Come to Uncle Wu if you need anything. Old Su. With this crown prince around, it's truly a blessing for Xiao Su and your Su family. I can rest easy now. This little old man is pretty sharp. Ayen, let me show you around the house. This is your home from now on. Young master, where have you been? The second master has been sent to prison by the master. He can't threaten you anymore. Please give me your address, and I'll send someone to pick you up right away. No need. I got married. I'm at my wife's place now.
What?
Young master, you must be joking with me. You are the heir of the Dongfeng family. the most powerful family in Huagua. Women who want to marry you could circle the globe more than 3 times. You say you're married? Who is it? That's none of your business. Anyway, I still want to have some fun. Don't bother me for a while. Young master. Yen, here are your clean clothes. Oh my god. Is his body really that perfect? Wifey clothes. These are your clean clothes. Remember to put them on? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. How can someone have such a perfect body? Good thing I wasn't caught. But her blushing face is way too cute.
Xian'er.
You're getting more and more interesting to me. Mo Fong. What else do you want? Young master. The master said if you keep messing around, he'll strip you of your heir status. You really should come back soon. My dad really said that. Absolutely true.
Fine.
Tell him. I'll head back right away. Right away. Well, this is tricky now. It's all because of my stubborn old man. How am I supposed to explain this to my bargain bin wife? What's this? Hey, wake up. You're okay. That's great. How did you end up in the lake? Do you need my help? No. Thanks for saving me. If you ever run into trouble, bring this bracelet to 18 Huainan Street and find me. I'll help you. The person who saved me back then. It was actually her. Yen. I'll only teach you how to get dressed once. You need to remember, okay? Are you even paying attention? Wifey. Wear love, wifey. Alright, your clothes are on now. Hurry up and get out. Young master. Why did you hang up the phone? I was just about to say, it's really great that you've come around. Wait, I changed my mind. Tell my dad that I'm not going back for now. If he stops bothering me, I might even bring him a daughter-in-law later. If he keeps bothering me, he might just lose his son altogether. What? I'm serious this time. If he still wants to, remove me as his heir. Go ahead. Hey, young master, the son-in-law is up too. Come have breakfast. Still thinking about last night? So cute. Yen wants the piece in his wife's hand. Honey.
Fine.
Hehe. My wife's. Aunt Lee, I'm going to Lu Corporation to discuss a contract. I'll leave Yen with you. Of course, miss. Xian'er is going to negotiate a deal. No, I have to follow and see what happens. Honey. Wherever you're going, Yen wants to go too. I'm going for work. Yen wants to go too. Work is really boring. Yen, be a good boy and stay home. Alright, I'll take you. But you have to promise not to wander off. Hehe. President Su, Vice President Liu is waiting for you in his office. Yen, I'm going to discuss a contract. Wait here for me. I'll be out very soon. I remember Xian'er's company was having cash flow problems. This deal probably won't be easy to close. I need to follow and check. Vice President Liu, President Su is here. Vice President Liu, sorry to keep you waiting. Not long at all. Waiting for a great beauty, like President Su. No amount of time is too long. Please have a seat. VP Liu, about the partnership we agreed on. The contract is drafted. Please take a look.
Norus, President Su.
As long as you meet my needs. Forget just this one contract. I'd sign 10 contracts with you. VP Liu, you must be joking.
President Su.
Without the Han family, your Su group can't possibly survive. What good is it marrying some beggar? What can he even do for you? Why not just give me what I want? I can still let you live a comfortable life. VP Liu, please show some respect. Don't play hard to get. I'm the vice president of Lu Corporation. You're telling me I can't compare to a beggar? Get away from me, you creep. Take a good look at yourself. You think you're worthy of being compared to my husband? You don't know when to quit. Today, I'll show you what happens when you refuse me. Don't you dare. This is my turf. What's stopping me? Right now, I'll teach you what it means to be taken by force. Help. Someone help. Lu Yantao, is it? How dare someone like you covet my woman, Dongfang Yan's woman? You're not worthy.
Zhang.
Dongfang. Yen. I'm okay. I'm fine now, Yen. Let's go. Okay. Honey, hug me. Yen. Let's just leave this place first. Let's go home, okay? Let them go. Let them go. What do we do? What do we do? Lu Yantao is definitely going to come after us. Honey, Yen will protect you. Don't be scared. don't be scared. Yen is right, but the only business partner is gone too. The Su family is really finished. Don't worry, Xian'er. The Su family won't be finished. Yen, don't be scared. With me here, Luyent won't dare do anything to you. You're so worried yourself that you've got a high fever, yet you still have the energy to comfort me. You're such a little fool. Yen isn't scared. Xian'er, don't be scared either. Yen will protect you. Honey, take your medicine now. Go to sleep, and the sickness will fly away. I really want to lock you away, to be my woman for life. Then no one would dare bully you. From now on, let me take care of you. Rest assured, those who bully you will all meet a bad end. Young master, you finally contacted me. What happened? The master wants you, within 1 month, to bring the young madam back. Also what? And nothing. Good then. I have 2 things for you to handle. What things, young master? First, make the Lu group and Lu Yantao disappear from the imperial capital immediately. Second, arrange for any family affiliated with the Dongfang clan, under the guise of a partnership, to help the Su family through this crisis. But the Su family must not know that this was facilitated by the Dongfang family. Do you understand what I mean? Understood. But, young master, which Su family are you talking about? The one that's been all over the internet recently. That Su family? You mean the Su family of Su Xian'er, who married that beggar? That Su family? Whoa, I was thinking that beggar in the video online kind of looked like you. So, it really was you. Cut the crap. Just tell me, can you do it or not? Of course, no problem. It's a small matter. We can have the Wan Group handle it. As it happens, Wan Group has a shopping mall development project that fits the Su family scale. And you know the Wan family matriarch, so it'll be easier to arrange. Yeah, let's go with that. Wait, young master. Don't hang up. The master still. That old man wants me to bring Xian'er back. Easy for him to say. Xian'er still doesn't know who I really am. How am I supposed to tell her? Sigh. I wonder when Lu Yantao's revenge is coming. Bad news. President Su. Something huge just happened. What is it? The Lu group has suddenly been removed from the imperial capital. What? How is that possible? I don't know either. It's very strange, but given the Lu group's way of doing things, they probably crossed some big shot. Most likely, they crossed some big shot. A big shot. Am I losing my mind? How could it possibly be a yen? Hey, no. You're back in the country. That's great. We definitely have to get together. Okay, sounds good. That's settled then. Be there or be square. A yen. My bestie's back from abroad today. She's invited us both to dinner. Do you want to go? Dinner? Let's go. Bestie, I've got to see if this bestie's a guy or a girl. Someone my Xian'er cares about this much. Why isn't Nua here yet? What's up with Xian'er's bestie? In this crazy heat, how can she be late? What if my wife gets sunburned? What then?
Xian'er.
Wife's hot. Go inside. Yen, you go in first. I'll wait a bit longer. No way. Yen waits outside. Wife goes in.
No.
Over here. Why is it Jean Nuan? That tomboy.
No.
If I stick around here, won't she recognize me? Yen, don't wander off. That's my bestie. Xian'er, have you been waiting long? The traffic was insane. I just got out and ran here. These past few years abroad, you have no idea how much I've missed you. Dongfang. Have some candy. No. Don't be mad. His mind works like a little kid's. Yen, that's not how you behave. Got it. Mouth opens so wide. You must be hungry. Here, have a candy.
Apologizato no.
I'm sorry.
Xian'er.
So, he's the one you found? Your beggar husband? Yeah, what about it? Nothing. I just didn't expect that your beggar husband would be this handsome. Could he be from some big, powerful family? Jean Noah, this isn't like you. How is it not like me? It's totally like me. The sharp-tongued Jean, never one to hand out compliments. Tell me, what did Yen do to win you over? Or did you two know each other before? What's wrong? What happened? It's nothing, just my calf suddenly cramped up. Oh, by the way, Xian'er, your husband's been fidgeting over there for a while now. Does he need to use the bathroom? I'll take him. Yen, do you need to use the bathroom? Wifey, pee-pee. I need to pee-pee. I'll take Ian. No, I don't want to trouble you. Hey, what's with the formalities between us? I need to go anyway. Just wait here. Wifey, PP. I need to PP. Jean Noir, are you sick? You'd die if you didn't copy me? Dongfeng. That's not okay. I think you're the one who's sick. You're perfectly fine. Not playing the Dongfeng family heir, but pretending to be a fool and a beggar. What are you trying to pull with my best friend? Are you trying to trick her heart and body? I love my wife more than anything. Why would I ever deceive her? What would a single tomboy dog like you know about it? You're insulting me? You want me to tell Xian'er believe me? You wouldn't dare. What wouldn't I dare? Dongfeng Yan, are you sure you're serious about my best friend? Fine, then you're done for. Why? Setting aside our 20+ years of bad blood. This time I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, Xian'er hates it most when people deceive her, no matter what the reason for the deception. She can't accept it. Yinluo, what trick are you trying to pull now? Don't believe me? Go ahead and test it if you don't. But I'd advise you, since you're going to lie, you'd better lie to her for life. Otherwise, if she dumps you, don't blame me. Let's go. Otherwise, Xian'er will come looking for us. Nuo. Why do I feel like you seem to know Ian? I've been abroad for 5 years. I just got back. How would I know him? I'm just a little surprised. He looks decent enough, but I didn't expect him to be so clueless. But I'm not interested in him at all.
Xian'er.
Please don't get the wrong idea. Of course not. We haven't seen each other in years. Do you remember this restaurant you used to love? Their spicy stir-fried bullfrog. Go ahead, try it. See if it still tastes the same. It's exactly the same as before.
Xian'er.
I was actually worried about you, but after meeting your husband, I feel relieved. Even though he's a little off here, he seems really dependable. I think so too. You better treasure him. Oh, by the way, I just found out about the Su family's death. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Nuo. I didn't want you to worry about my problems. Hey, we've been sisters for how many years? How could you think like that? The Jean family can partner directly with your Su family. That would at least help solve your most urgent problems. Xian'er, what do you think? Well, would Uncle Jean agree? Why wouldn't he? Don't worry, you're now the young lady of the Dongfeng family. Once I bring this up, my dad, shrewd as he is, how could he say no? Ayen, the business contract with Jean Group is signed. I can finally breathe a little easier now. Ayen, what's wrong? Ever since yesterday you've been so distracted. Are you feeling unwell somewhere? My wife is awesome. Ayen is the most awesome. Thank you for being with me. Oh, right. I forgot my purse. Wait for me here. I'll go grab my purse. Let's go back, Ayen. I absolutely cannot let Xian'er find out I deceived her. Honey, are you okay? Who the hell doesn't watch where they're going? Walking around like, oh, so it's that woman I broke off the engagement with. How do you have the nerve to show your face in public? If I were you, I'd fly straight abroad for plastic surgery. You shameless bitch. I was wondering why Jean Group suddenly canceled the partnership with my Han Group. So, it was your doing. You couldn't marry me, so you sabotaged my Han Group's deal. I'm gonna kill you. You.
Xian'er.
So this is the bum you married? What? Is he trying to help you? He should know his place. Oh. Ayen. Whoa. What's going on here? Ayen. Does it hurt? Ayen's fine.
Alricht. Xian'er.
Take your husband home first. I'll handle this. Okay. No, I'm taking Ayen first. Mr. Han. This matter. Ayen. I'll go get the first aid kit. Wait here a second. Plus, why did you throw away the clothes? Dirty. What's dirty about them? All dirty. They're fine. Just need a wash. The Su family is almost bankrupt. We need to save money. This suit is very expensive. I'll take it for dry cleaning. That project I had you arrange last time, how's it going? Why hasn't the Su family's crisis been resolved yet? My wife now can't even bear to throw away a single piece of clothing. What the hell are you doing? Ayen, what are you doing? I need to make some investments so the Su group can quickly get back on its feet. Here, honey, eat. Thanks. That jerk Han Jin is showing off his stupidity online again. Everyone look at this stock. This is an absolutely once in a lifetime. It's the perfect time to get in. But the one he's recommending, this stock, actually looks pretty good. Don't frown, honey. Ayen doesn't like it. Okay, I won't frown anymore, alright? Pick that one.
Why?
Because it looks nicer. Not like the others. All crooked and squiggly like worms. Ugly. Ugh. I'm such an idiot. Why did I even ask him? Forget it. I'll just look myself. This one was recommended by Hanjin. That guy's a total jerk, but he's actually pretty capable. Maybe I should just buy it. What about this one? The ugliest. How stupid do you have to be to pick this one? My sweet wife. Please, please pick the one I've got my eye on. Just as I expected. She's my wife. Dong Fong Yan's wife. Where are you going, honey? To work. You go back to sleep for a bit. No, I'm coming too. I can't. Silly. I can't tie it. You should have brought it to me sooner, and let me help you. See? All better now, right? My wife is amazing. Have some candy. Good morning, President Su. President Su. This is the collaboration proposal from Jean Corporation. Come with me. Yen. Just stay here at the company. Don't wander off. I'll go take care of some things first. So this is Xian'er's company. It's quite tidy and impressive. What are they doing? The gossip about our company. Have you seen it online? Yeah, I saw it. It's even trending. So that's President Su's beggar husband? He's really handsome. What's the point of being handsome? He's got a problem up here. Would you want him? No way I'd take him. Hey. I really don't know how President Su still has the nerve to show her face in public. If I were her, I'd be too embarrassed to be seen. Yeah. Our group is billions in debt. President Su took over the Su Corporation halfway through, and even if she signed a cooperation agreement with the Jean Group, there's no way that could bring the company back from the debt. Ha ha ha. Come on. Everyone should start looking for a new job soon. Huh. He's actually playing with the water dispenser. He's not gonna spit in it, is he? He's coming over. What's he trying to do? Daring to badmouth Xian'er behind her back? You've got some nerve. What's wrong with you? You dare splash us with hot water? For people like you. Not good. Fun. What's going on? President Su. Your husband here, for no reason at all, splashed us with hot water. Yeah. President Su. You have to stand up for us. Yen, are you okay? How could you play with hot water? Did you get burned? No. Yen wouldn't just suddenly attack someone. You too. What did you just do? Should I have security pull up the surveillance footage right now? No need. President Su, it was just a minor thing. No need to go to any trouble. Then get back to work now. And the rest of you, stop gawking. Get back to your posts. Assistantly, check the surveillance footage and see what happened. Right away, President Su. Yen. Were they just bullying you? You silly girl. They were bullying you, weren't they? If anyone bullies you, you have to tell me, okay? I'll take you to the hospital tomorrow to get your head checked. And we can visit my parents while we're at it. Okay. President Su. The footage is pulled up. It was Director Wang and Deputy Director Yi bad-mouthing you and the company. The young master got angry and taught them a lesson. Xian'er won't find out. I'm just pretending to be dumb, right? Those two. Our company has treated them well, and they actually say things like that. President Su. Should we fire them? No. The crisis at Su Corporation isn't over yet. We need all the staff we can get right now, but they talked about you like that. Let them talk. It's not like I'm losing anything over. Assistantly, you can go attend to your work now. Okay. Honey, give me a hug. Ay, fine. But the way Yen lost his temper at them, he really looked like a normal person. That idiot Mo Fong, why is he handling things so slowly, making my dear Xian'er unable to even fire people like that? I need to push him on this. What's wrong? Are you scared of going to the hospital? I think our son-in-law is nervous about meeting the master and madam. No need to be nervous. My parents haven't woken up yet, and they're very easy to get along with. Once they wake up, I'm sure they'll really like you too. How can Mo Fong be this stupid? Using the pretense of a company partnership to visit the Su company, using a medical appointment to run into each other at the hospital, bumping into each other while walking in the neighborhood. With so many options, he had to choose the middle of the street to wave at me. Isn't that just ridiculous? I'll just pretend I don't know him. What's going on? Candy. Kane. Uncle Zhang. Stop the car. Yen. Do you have any idea how dangerous that was? The car was still moving. You can't open the door while it's moving. Candied Hawthorne. Help. Help her. This old lady. Why did she collapse? All of you people, how can you just stand there and not help. Who knows if she's faking it to scam someone? Whoever wants to help can help. Exactly. These days, scammers pulling insurance fraud are everywhere, especially these old folks. They use their age just to scam people. I don't want to get scammed. You all, help her. Help her. I know.
Mom. Mom.
Hang in there. I'm going to start CPR now. Can someone call an ambulance? You're the one who found the patient, right? We need you to come with us to the hospital. Oh, okay. Miss, what's wrong? Ayen ran off somewhere. Lima, can you go look for him? Then meet us at the hospital. Why did Granny Wan suddenly fall ill? Is she going to be okay? She'll be fine, young master. This was all just an act we set up. Think about it, delivering a contract. You can't just show up without a reason. But now that Miss Su saved Granny Wan, we have a perfectly good reason, don't we? After all, things here aren't like Jean Noah. The Wan and Su families have no connection. Young master, you don't want to reveal your identity. We had no choice but to go with this plan. So, you're just gonna joke about Grandma Ruan's health? Come on, don't say it like that. I told you, it's all an act. Grandma Ruan has always had a heart condition. When she collapsed, I already gave her fast-acting heart medication. She'll be fine. I see. So, what are you doing here? The Dongfang family matter's been handled so cleanly. You've got so much free time you came all the way here? Hehe, well, I was curious about the young madam, of course. And about you, young master. Have some candied hawthorn. Young master, your acting is truly impeccable. I guarantee no one could tell you we're faking it. Shut up. Young master, your acting is truly impeccable. I guarantee no one could tell you we're faking it. Shut up. That was just a joke. Actually, the most important thing is the young madam. The young madam is truly beautiful. She's a perfect match for you, young master. If the master and madam knew, they'd be over the moon. They can't know right now. If you dare leak this. I got it. Don't worry, young master. Just a little roleplay, right? Young master. Young master. Young master. What are you doing here? Who are you? What are you doing? Bringing our young master here? Humph.
Listen, Mom.
I think your young master might be a little short on brains. He was about to wander off with some old guy. Out of kindness, I stopped him. Instead of thanking me, you come right at me with questions. Sigh. So disheartening. Is that so? Well, thanks then, sir. Let's go. What's with that old lady? Do I really look that much like a bad guy?
Xian'er.
What's she doing here?
Mom.
This patient will be taken to the OR right away. Please come with me to handle the fees. Oh, okay. Wait, isn't that the mother of Wan Group's CEO Wan? Did she have an episode and get saved by Xian'er? CEO Wan is famously...
À deux vos têtes sont.
Haha. Hello. Is this CEO Wan? Your mother is being treated inside. But don't worry, she got help in time. She'll be fine. Thank goodness. Was it you who saved my mother?
I'm Han Yin.
The new CEO of Han Group, saving your mother. It was nothing. No need to mention it. CEO Wan. So, it's CEO Han. You saved my mother's life. You are a great benefactor to the Wan family. Wan Zhongyi, thank you on my knees. Oh, CEO Wan, you're far too kind. Thank you, President Han. From this day forward, the Wan family will be the Han Group's most steadfast ally. If you ever face any difficulties, we, the Wan family, will do everything in our power to help. Really, President Wan? Of course. Tomorrow, I'll come to your company so we can discuss it in detail. Look.
Han Yin.
What's he doing here? Hello. Are you the old lady's family? What took you so long? I just had her go pay the bill. President Wan, here's the receipt for you. And this is... Dad. How's Grandma doing? She's still in the operating room. We have President Han to thank. He saved your grandmother. Wait, how exactly did Han Jin save her? Grandma in the operating room. It was clearly...
Enough, Xian'er.
So, I called off the wedding at the ceremony. So what? Do you really have to keep hounding me like this? You've already married some beggar, and you're still clinging to me? Have you no shame? So, it was you too. No wonder you looked so familiar. Ziqian. You know them? I don't. But the Su family's Miss Su, the one whose engagement was broken off by the Han Group these past few days online, it's been blowing up everywhere. I heard the Su family is also in debt. Billions, I heard. They'll probably be forced into bankruptcy and liquidation soon. So that's how it is. I am indeed the Miss Su you're all talking about. But my family's problems have nothing to do with me saving this elderly woman. They're unrelated.
Xian'er.
Have you no shame? Just to get their Wan group to help the Su family through its debt crisis. You'd stoop so low as to take credit for something you didn't do? Looks like calling off our engagement was absolutely the right call. Letting a woman like you into our family would have been a complete disgrace to the Han family. A disgrace to you? I'm ashamed I was ever engaged to you in the first place. I never imagined you were this kind of person. Dad, I think Mr. Han has a point. The Su family is a huge mess. She's obviously trying to get help from our family, so she's pretending she saved Grandma.
No. I.
Everyone, shut up.
Xian'er.
You disgust me.
Han Yin.
You, are you leaving or not?
No.
Han Jin, you still.
Han Yin.
You lying, manipulative scumbag. How dare you push me? Everyone, this is a hospital. Please keep your voices down. If you want to argue, take it outside. Doctor, how's my mom? Before the patient was brought in, she had already taken fast-acting heart medication. She's out of danger. However, it'll be a few days before she regains consciousness. You can go in and see her, but causing a scene like you just did is absolutely not allowed. Honey, what's wrong? Why are you upset? Ayen. Honey, Grandma. The grandma who collapsed. That grandma is already out of danger. Her family is here too. Everything's fine now. So, you've already formed a good connection with their Wan family. Was that unhappy look on your face just now just my imagination? Let's not talk about that. Let me take you for your checkup first. Honey, what's really going on? Why are you so unhappy? It's nothing. Ayen, I'm not stupid. Did someone yell at you? You look so pale. What just happened? Let's go. How could Xian'er be in such a bad mood? We finally got an appointment with a specialist. Don't miss it. Was it just my imagination? The way Ayen looked just now. He seemed so normal. Honey, don't frown. The doctor said your report will be ready in 5 days. Okay, what on earth happened?
Xian'er.
I really want to ask. Why am I pretending to be slow? Sigh, we're here. Mom, Dad, I'm here to see you again. Please don't be annoyed with me. Oh, by the way, I got married. This is Ayen, your son-in-law. When you've slept enough, please open your eyes and look at him. Mom, Dad, hello. I will definitely treat Xian'er well. Honey, don't cry. Mom and Dad are just asleep. They'll be okay. Ayen, I'm a little tired. I'm going upstairs to rest. If you need anything, ask Mama Lee. What's wrong with the young lady? Ever since we got back from the hospital, she's been feeling down. Didn't the doctor say your report, young master, won't be ready for 5 days?
I'm hungry.
All right, I'll go cook right away.
Montag Fang.
Look into this for me now. Today, at the hospital, my wife. What happened? Mo Fong, look into this for me now. What happened to my wife at the hospital today? What happened, young master? If I knew, would I need you to find out? Cut the crap and just look into it. Sir, I found out. At the hospital, Han Jin pretended to be Granny Ruan's savior and even slapped the young madam. What? He actually dared to hit Xian'er? Sir, I'll make the Han family disappear from the capital immediately. That would be letting him off way too easy. Listen to me. Ayen, wifey has an ouchie.
I'm okay.
You don't have to hurt anymore either, okay? Ayen will protect you. Grandma, you're finally awake. You scared me to death.
I've fine.
I just suddenly got sleepy and took a nap. Where's your dad? Didn't he go discuss business with that girl who saved me? The girl who saved you? Yes, where is she? I want to thank her in person. Grandma, the person who brought you to the hospital was President Han of Han Group, not a girl. How is that possible? It was definitely a girl back then. The one who saved me. Pretty too. A girl about your age. Could Miss Su be telling the truth? What truth or not? If you won't say, I'll go find out myself. Grandma, don't get worked up. Wait for me. Presidentsu, there's an elderly lady who claims you saved her. She'd like to meet with you. An elderly lady? Could it be the one I took to the hospital yesterday? Please show her in. Okay. Grandma, please have a seat. Young lady, my grandson told me the whole story. You've been wrong. It's no big deal. Grandma, I'm just glad you're okay. Ziqian, apologize to Miss Su.
I'm sorry, Miss Su.
Yesterday, my dad and I misunderstood the situation. You were wronged. It's fine. And this must be Miss Su's husband? You two are a perfect match. This old lady Wan is quite the shrewd character, but letting their Wan family off won't be that easy. You flatter me, ma'am. The reason I came this time, aside from wanting to thank Miss Su in person for saving my life, is that I also heard the Su family is facing a crisis. I'd like to offer some help. I wonder if Miss Su would be willing? Mrs. Wan, that won't be necessary. I didn't save you expecting anything in return. Is Miss Su looking down on an old woman like me? No, not at all. That's good then. Miss Su, please come with me to their Wan Corporation. Mr. Wan, we have a problem. That project of ours in the States. The Dongfang family suddenly pulled their funding.
What?
How did this happen? I have no idea. The Dongfang family's representative is refusing to meet with us. Get my car ready now. I need to go to their headquarters immediately. Right away, Mr. Wan. Mom, you're awake. You little brat. Why didn't you tell me your grandmother woke up? Mom, why did you leave the hospital? Are you feeling any discomfort anywhere? Humph. Why are you scolding Xian'er? I haven't even settled things with you yet. Mom, what do you need to settle with me? We have a guest here. It's you?
What?
It's you. No, it's not your fault.
Miss Su.
Can you still see your own mother alive? Mom, what do you mean by that? Mom, I have an urgent matter to attend to. Whatever it is, we'll talk when I get back. What urgent matter could you possibly have? Even if the sky were falling, we must resolve this issue right now. Mrs. Wan, if Mr. Wan has business, let him go take care of it. I should be heading back now. Miss Su, please wait a moment longer. Wan Zhongyi, apologize to Miss Su right now. Mom, I really do have something urgent. The Dongfang family suddenly terminated their cooperation with our Wan family. This is a matter of life and death for their Wan Corporation. Let's discuss everything else after I've dealt with this. What did you say? Apologize to Ms. Su right now. Mom, I really have to go. You're not leaving. Oh, Mom.
MS. Su.
You're a young woman holding up the Su group with billions in debt. I admire that. But your underhanded tactics, trying to get help from the Wan group, even stooping to deceive my elderly mother, that crosses a line for me. Wan Zhongyi. Dad, it wasn't Xian'er. Shut your mouth. Miss Su. I'll say it once more. Wan Zhongyi, will never collaborate with your Su group in this lifetime. Miss Su, please see yourself out. Honey, let's go.
MS. Su.
Oh dear. What are we going to do now? Did I just see that right? That's the heir of the Dongfang family? Of course you saw it right. If that's not the Dongfang heir, then who else could it be? But why is he here and calling Miss Su his wife? Otherwise, why do you think I brought Miss Su here to make you apologize? This was all arranged by the Dongfang family. Mom, why didn't you say so earlier? Zhongyi, you've really messed up this time. If I could have told you, do you think I wouldn't have? No wonder the Dongfang family suddenly pulled their investment. So, it's because I offended the young madam. That means it was Ms. Su who saved you that day, too. Obviously. Damn it. That Han Jin dared to lie to me. It's too late for any of that now. Mom, don't work yourself up and get sick. Grandma, is there really no other way? What way could there be? All I can do is see if my old face still carries any weight at all. Grandma, wait for me. No, I have to catch up to the young master and apologize. Ian, what's wrong with you? Why did you suddenly pull me out here? Ian, you've been acting a little strange these past few days. They bullied my wife. They're bad. Ian is mad. Looks like I was overthinking it again. Ian hasn't even started treatment. How could he have recovered? No, they didn't bully me. Please don't be mad, okay? Not mad. How about a candy to make it all better? Humph. Candy makes the anger go away. Come on, let's head back. Wifey, what am I gonna do with you? Oh, look who it is again. What a pain. Xian'er, you're not still holding out hope. Thinking you can tell Mr. Wan that you're the one who saved his mother, are you? You really think Mr. Wan would believe a woman like you? Move it. You're in the way. Jerk. How dare you call me a dog? I don't know what tricks you pulled to land that deal with Jin's group, but whatever. Just think of it as charity for me. But if there's a next time, I'll make sure the Su family can't survive in the capital. Yen, don't. Big talk from President Han. I don't have time for your nonsense. Yen, let's go. Stop right there. Did I say you could leave? You idiot. Hubby, last time you Hubby hit me last time. Today, I'll give him a super beatdown. Or, my name isn't Han, for bullying my wife at the hospital. I'll settle that score with you slowly. That idiot. Why is his stare so creepy? Yen, don't fight. Yen listens to his wife. Good boy. Let's go. That must have been my imagination just now. He's nothing but a moron. You moron. Hold it right there. Huh. Ayen, are you okay? I'll take you to the hospital. It's okay, Ayen. It's fine. Hanjin, my patience has its limits. If you keep stirring up trouble, I'm calling the cops. Call the cops? Go ahead. Let's see if they side with me or with the abuser standing next to you. You threw the first punch. We were just defending ourselves. I don't want to hold a grudge over you pretending to save Grandma Arwan. But if you dare provoke my husband again, don't blame me for what happens next.
Xian'er.
Just because I dumped you doesn't mean you have to treat a moron like a treasure. With your looks, you could find anyone. Why bother? Miss Sue. President Wan, you're just in time. These two idiots. Miss Sue. Thank you for saving my mother. Yesterday at the hospital, I misunderstood the situation. I hope you can forgive me, Miss Sue. President Wan, that's not right. I was the one who saved your mother. How could it be Sue Xian'er? Don't let this phony fool you. Shut up. Who do you think you are? Trying to deceive me, Wan Zhongyi? Pretending to be my mother's savior at the hospital. And now you dare insult Miss Sue? How did the Han Group ever end up in the hands of a moron like you? President Wan at the hospital. You saw with your own eyes that I was the one who took your mother to the OR. How does that suddenly become Sue Xian'er? Well played, Sue Xian'er. Beautiful and clever, aren't you? Did you hire? That punch was for Miss Sue. Now get off my Wan family property. President Wan, we already agreed to work together. The contract is signed. You want to breach it? So what if I do? Then be ready to pay a hefty penalty. President Wan. You think the Han Group can challenge their Wan family? Don't forget our close ties with the Dongfang family. Fine, President Wan. You'll regret this. Sue Xian'er and you moron. You just wait. Miss Sue, I apologize to you once again. I hope you can put aside past grievances and cooperate with their Wan Group. Their Wan Group will do everything in its power to help the Sue family through this crisis. Mr. Wan, that won't be necessary. I saved your mother, not to hold it over you for a favor. I know Miss Sue is a kind-hearted person. The Sue family's future is surely bright. So, for the Wan Group to cooperate with the Sue family, it's actually us who benefit. Please, Miss Sue, grant us this. The old man's pretty sharp. Wifey, tired. Go home. Okay, let's go home. Sorry, Mr. Wan. Although the Sue family is facing difficulties, I don't want to take advantage of you. I'll consider the cooperation carefully before deciding. Goodbye, Mr. Wan. We've really offended the Dongfang family's young master this time. What do we do now? Take it off. My act has been slipping more and more lately. Xian'er is definitely getting suspicious. I need to put her doubts to rest. I meant take off your shirt. I'll massage the bruise on your back. You don't need to take off your pants. Oh. He wanders around everywhere. How on earth did he build up those muscles? Wifey, done.
Oh.
Lie down. Not on your back. On your stomach. Facing away from me. How is it? Is it too light? Good. Very good. Does it hurt? Tell me if it hurts. Wifey's massage feels good. Ayen will massage wifey too. No need. Ayen, I'm not hurt. No need for massage. I think Mama Lee is calling me. I'll head out first. Hey, Dad. You little brat. You remember you have a father? Are you planning on never coming home? I have a special situation here. Once I wrap things up here, I'll head right back to you. What could possibly be so important? Dongfang Yen, I'm giving you 1 week to come home. If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up now. Hold on, you little brat. The day after tomorrow is the family charity gala. You have to attend. No way. If you dare not show up, I'll cut off all your funding immediately. That old man is still such a dictator. Mo Fong, I've got a plan. How are things going on your end? Young master, it's almost done. Han Jin has been running his mouth online. Those stocks he's been pushing hard will hit their limit down tomorrow. When that happens, just his online followers alone will drown him in spit. Alright, get me an outfit ready for the day after tomorrow. You're going to the charity gala? Yeah, I'll sneak out of the Sue house. The media photographers at the gala, you take care of that. Make absolutely sure my wife doesn't find out. Rest assured, young master. Xian'er over here. No. Come on, let's go. Let's head inside. I know you also love Dream's paintings. It took me a lot of effort to get these tickets. Thank you. No need to be so formal with me. I heard Dream is a total hottie. TCH. Way better than that idiot husband of yours. Xian'er, I think you should just get a new husband. You're so gorgeous. You shouldn't be a flower stuck in cow dung.
Yinwa.
No. Stop joking around. Honey, I'm gonna head over there. Okay, go ahead. We'll be around here. Those stocks Mr. Han recommended are definitely going up. I went all in this time. They all skyrocketed. Yeah, totally. I wasn't the only one who bought in. I got all my friends and family to buy in too. That's Mr. Han for you. So young and already so accomplished. How do I run into this jerk everywhere? It's supposed to be an art exhibition, and he's over there talking stocks with a bunch of people. Such a desperate attention seeker. Xian'er, let's go. Miss Jean. What a coincidence. How is it I run into you everywhere? Xian'er, you just can't take a hint, can you? I think you're the one who can't take a hint. I didn't even say hello to you. Why are you coming over here? You think I came over because of you? You're just a woman I threw away. You're not even worthy. Han Jean, watch your mouth. Or you might not even know what hit you. Miss Jean, I wasn't born yesterday. With a leader like Mr. Han at the helm, given time, the Han Group is destined to become one of the elite families of the imperial capital. So, Miss Jean, you might want to show a little more respect. An elite family? With him? Not in this lifetime. Miss Jean, that's out of line. A young talent like Mr. Han is a recognized investment genius in the imperial capital's business circles. Just recently, those stocks he recommended have been skyrocketing. I ask you, in all of Huagua, who else could pull that off? Mr. Ma, you flatter me. You're too kind. Oh, really? Mr. Ma, did you bet your entire life savings on him? Trusting a snake like Han Jean? Careful you don't lose it all and end up on the roof. How could I end up on the roof? Miss Jean, don't be such a sore loser. I have no interest in rotten grapes. Xian'er, your husband's out. Let's go over there. I wonder if it's because we're near the restroom. There's always this unbearable stench. Oh, that's right. Anyway, you guys aren't really here for the art show. So go ahead and pull out your phones and see what just happened with the stock market. Miss Jean, what are you implying? Exactly what I said. How is that possible? No way. It's over, completely over. I bet my entire life savings. Mr. Han, you have to take responsibility for this. Yeah, Mr. Han. We only bought that stock because we trusted you. You have to take responsibility. Yeah. Responsibility? What responsibility? Did I hold a knife to your throats and force you to buy? What a joke. Mr. Han, that's a pretty low blow. I'm done wasting my breath on you. Han Jean, stop right there. What's wrong, Mr. Han? Aren't you going to see the rest of the exhibit? Where are you off to? Move. Oh, come on, Mr. Han. You're supposed to be this young prodigy. Actually, there's a stock I don't quite understand. Why don't you take a look for me? Miss Jean. I know.
Xian'er.
You put her up to this. You told Miss Jean to block me just so you could laugh at me, right? All I did was break off our engagement. Did you really have to do this to me? How can you be so vicious? Han Jean, you are absolutely shameless. You keep sinking lower every time I think I've seen it all. I'm ashamed I was ever engaged to you. Genius. Who's the real genius here? Xian'er. You're a real piece of work. You dare hit me? Han Jean, you lay a hand on me, and I'll make sure the Han family pays dearly for it. Everyone, come take a look. The mighty CEO of Han Group, right here at Dreams Art Exhibition, getting physical with a couple of defenseless women. I heard he just took over the Han family business not long ago. I never thought he'd turn out to be that kind of person. Fine, I won't stoop to your level. Mr. Han, don't walk away. Back then, how did you talk us into buying those stocks? Now we've lost everything. How are you going to take responsibility?
Han Yin.
You get over there right now. Haha, Han Jean never saw it coming. Did he? That backfired fast. This is hilarious. Most of these people are his business partners from the Han Group. Now he's managed to offend every single one. Ha. No. How did you know those stocks would tank? I can see the future. Okay. I'm just messing with you. I had inside information. I heard the Dongfang family was involved. A powerhouse family, like the Dongfangs. Why would they go after Han Jean? How should I know? Oh, by the way, the Dongfang family is hosting a charity gala tomorrow. I can ask my dad to get an extra invitation. Dongfang. What the hell is wrong with you? Yen, didn't I already tell you last time? This isn't right. I'm sorry, no. If she likes the candy, let her have it. Keep it for yourself. Honey, while I was gone just now, did that guy give you trouble again? With me here, who dare?
Xian'er.
No, with Nua around. No one would dare mess with me.
Xian'er, give me a kiss.
Jean Noah, You did that on purpose. Did what on purpose? You knew perfectly well. I'm attending the charity gala tomorrow. Oh, really? I had no idea. Cut the crap, Jean Noah. Can you just act like a decent human being? I've already gone this far to help you. What more do you want from me?
Dongfang, no.
How much longer are you going to keep lying to Xian'er? I don't want to lie either. Didn't you say that if Xian'er found out I was lying to her, she'd divorce me? But you can't just keep lying to her forever.
No.
I and you too.
No, ayan.
You two are talking? Haha, no way. I was sending a voice message on WeChat. Ian and her aren't close. Yeah. What would I have to talk about with an idiot? No, Noah. Don't talk about Ian like that.
Xian'er.
You're actually taking a guy's side against me? No, that's not it. Ian, I know this might not make sense to you, but Noah doesn't have a problem with you specifically. It's just that best friends everywhere always have issues with their best friend's significant other. You get it? That's more like it. Xian'er, let's keep looking at the paintings. Jean Noah, I'm telling you one more time, until I find the right moment to come clean with Xian'er, you are not allowed to bring up anything about the Dongfang family in front of her, and about tomorrow's charity gala. Don't let Xian'er find out, otherwise, you'll be in big trouble. Ian, I'm heading to the office. Are you coming or not? What's wrong with you? Why is your face so flushed? Are you running a fever? Ian's fine. Don't worry, wifey. How can I not worry? Go lie down in bed, quick. Wifey, work. Ian sleep. With Auntie Lee here, it's fine.
Auntie Lee.
Yes? What is it, sir? Medicine. Take medicine. Ian has a fever. Auntie Lee, please get him some fever reducers. After you take the medicine, go back to your room and rest, okay? Wifey, go do your thing. Ian's fine. Don't worry, okay? I'm heading to the office first. I'll come back and keep you company once I'm done with work. Okay, bye, honey. Sir, I'll go get the medicine right away. You should go lie down in your room first. Yen, I'm heading to the office. Are you coming or not? What's wrong with you? Why is your face so red? You have a fever. Uncle Wu, what brings you here? Just came to see you. Xiao Su. Watching you slowly brings Su Corporation back from the brink. It must have been really tough on you. I have to thank you, Uncle Wu, for recommending so many business partners to me. I've been out of the business world for years. The connections I gave you are just small-time deals. Su Corporation's gradual recovery. That's all your own doing. I came by today because I have some good news for you. What good news? The Dongfang family is hosting a charity gala tonight. I was fortunate enough to get 2 invitations. I'll take you there. At the banquet, you can also meet some of the big shots in the Imperial Capital Business Circle. That's great. It's just, Ayen has a fever. I wonder how he's doing. But this is a really good opportunity. I can't miss it. What's the matter, Xiao Su? Do you have something urgent and can't go?
No.
Thank you so much, Uncle Wu. Don't mention it. Your parents still haven't woken up. It's only right that I look after you. It seems Xiao Su still doesn't know that the husband she picked up off the street is the heir to the Dongfang family. I wonder what that young master's thinking. I need to give Xiao Su a little push. Xiao Su, you go ahead with your work. I'll send a car to pick you up at 6 in the evening. Okay, take care, Uncle Wu. Aunt Lee, I'm working late tonight. I might be back very late. Please take care of Ayen for me. Don't worry, Mississippi. The young master's fever has already gone down. That's good. I have to make the most of this opportunity at tonight's gala. Finally got Xian'er out of the way. Lima will be much easier to handle. Sir, have you had enough to eat? I'm full. Let me sleep. Don't bother me. All right, get some good rest. You'll be fine when you wake up tomorrow. I'll close the door for you, okay? Welcome, everyone, to this charity gala. Mr. Wang, Mr. Lee, good evening. The great writer Wu. It's been a while. What brings you to this gala? Oh, just bringing my niece out to see the world. This is Su Qing'an's daughter, Su Xian'er. Please take good care of her from now on. Mr. Wang, Mr. Lee, good evening. Xian'er, what are you doing here? Does your husband know? Excuse us for a moment. Ayen is sick. He's resting at home. You mean to say, your husband doesn't know you're at the gala? No, he doesn't. Why, what's wrong? Oh no, this is bad. It's almost time for Dongfang Yen to go on stage, right? Xian'er, I'm not feeling well. Come with me to the restroom. Okay, now, let's welcome Dongfang Yen, heir to the Dongfang family, to the stage. Thank you all for coming. For this charity gala, the Dongfang family will donate 1 billion to build Hope Elementary Schools. I, Dongfang Yen, will personally donate 200 million to establish a student aid fund. Good thing I reacted fast. Otherwise, we would have run right into him. Dongfang, you jerk. Just wait till I get you alone. Noah, don't you think? That voice outside sounds really familiar, does it? I don't think so. Maybe I misheard. Where does it hurt? Do you need to use the restroom? Oh, it's this. This dress is too tight. It's squeezing me. Really uncomfortable. Can you see if you can loosen it a bit? This evening's gala. The Dongfang family also has a major announcement to make. That is, my son, Dongfang Yan, will be engaged to Miss Yan Qingya, daughter of the Yan family. The engagement banquet will be held on an auspicious date. You are all invited to attend. Please welcome Miss Yan to the stage. Dad, what do you mean by this? In front of all these people. Don't you make a scene here. I'm already married. You brat. I have never acknowledged this so-called marriage of yours. You must marry Miss Yan. There is no room for argument. Wow. So that's Yan Qingya, the daughter of the Yan family. She truly lives up to her title as the most beautiful woman in the imperial capital. How shallow. Besides their wealth, the Yan family is also one of the most distinguished scholarly families in the imperial capital. Only Miss Yan is worthy of the young master of the Dongfang family. Hey Yan, you're not usually so unreasonable. Which family's donation is up now? Dongfang, no way. He must be off the stage by now. Damn it. Why is he still there?
No.
Xian'er, I think an eyelash fell into my eye. Can you take a look for me? Alright, let me see. Dad, I told you, I'm already married. I have a wife. You gave me 1 month. It hasn't been that long, and you're already going back on your word. That small family on the verge of bankruptcy. How could they possibly be worthy of you? Does our Dongfang family even need to rely on a political marriage? We don't need to, but a marriage alliance can make us even stronger. I can make the Dongfang family stronger all on my own. You brat. How can you be so naive? Stop right there. You dare to walk away. Then you can forget about being the heir of the Dongfang family. Uncle Dongfang. Yan.
Haha. Xiaojia.
Dongfang Yan. Haha Yan. Something urgent came up, so I have to leave first. No problem. No. Are you looking for someone? No, not really. Since you're here today, I won't let you leave empty-handed. Come on, let me introduce you to some contacts. So, Xian'er, how is it? We got a lot done today, right? Absolutely. Several companies agreed to partner with us, all thanks to our gorgeous Miss Jean.
Yinhuo.
It's Dongfang Yan's father. No. What are you hiding back here for? Uncle Dongfang. I guess this is the first time the daughter-in-law meets her father-in-law. Let me introduce you. This is Yan Qingya, Yan's fiancé, Xiaoya. This is Yan's childhood friend.
Yinhuo.
Nice to meet you, Jean Nua. Hello, Uncle Dongfang. This is my best friend.
Xian'er.
Hello. You chat. I'll take Xiaoya over there. Okay. Finally, he's gone. No. You seem really scared of Uncle Dongfang. Of course I am. He's super strict. The way Dongfang Yan grew up was absolutely insane. I always felt the Dongfang family wasn't raising an heir, but training some kind of super soldier. Ha. So Dongfang Yan had it that rough? What's he like now? You've never mentioned him before. I didn't know you had a childhood friend like that. Huh. Dongfang Yan is so annoying. There's nothing worth mentioning. Oh no. I left my purse in the lounge. Xian'er, wait for me. Sure, go ahead.
No rules.
Dongfang, no way. What are you still doing here? Don't you know the party's over? Dongfang Yan, why are you drowning yourself in booze? You need to explain this to me right now. What's the deal with that fiancé of yours? Are you going to betray my Xian'er? Say something. And to think I spent the whole evening covering for you. Otherwise, Xian'er would have found out long ago that you're the heir of the Dongfang family. What did you say? Xian'er is here too? She didn't spot me, did she? Does she know about Yan Qingya?
Humph.
Finally, a reaction. Where is Xian'er? Tell me, quick. I can explain everything to her. Why are you panicking? Xian'er hasn't figured out who you are. Good. But you have to tell me today. What's the deal with your fiancé? It's a business marriage arranged by the old man. It has nothing to do with me. You say it's nothing. So it's nothing? The marriage is with you, not with your father. How are you going to handle this? You jerk. If you dare break Xian'er's heart, I will not let you off easy. Don't worry. More than anyone, I don't want to see Xian'er upset. Then what about your fiancé? You had a falling out with Uncle Dongfang. He threatened you with your position as heir. Heir? Whatever. I don't care who gets it. No. Are you in there? What do we do about Xian'er? Why is Xian'er here? What do I do? Weren't you all tough just a moment ago? Hide behind the door. I'll just open the door and walk out.
Coming, Xian'er.
You've been in there so long. I was worried something happened to you. Who's been drinking in there? It reeks. Just some idiot. Xian'er, let's go. If that idiot wants to drown his sorrows, let him. I just came from the banquet too. I'm the CEO of Han Group. Here's my card. Let's work together sometime. Oh, great. Well, look who it is. If it isn't the big CEO Han. Miss Jean, you're here too. Obviously, the relationship between my Jean family and the Dongfang family is pretty clear to everyone, isn't it? Unlike you, who wasn't even invited, yet pretends like you just came from the party. Who says I wasn't there? I just walked out of the banquet hall. Oh, really? Then where's your invitation? Oh, I get it. You're standing up for your best friend. Gentlemen, you probably don't know this, but Miss Jean and Miss Sue here are best friends. And Miss Sue was once engaged to me, but because the Sue family hid their bankruptcy and tried to drag my Han family down with them, I broke off the engagement. Miss Sue has held a grudge ever since, spreading lies everywhere. Han Jean, your ability to twist the truth never ceases to amaze me. Miss Sue, I broke off our engagement long ago. You've already married some idiot bum, so stop bothering me.
What?
At the party just now, I was about to. So that's how it is. Mr. Wong, it's better to choose reliable partners.
Han Yin.
My friend is right. CEO Han's skill at twisting the truth is truly outstanding. Yesterday, he was hyping some stocks online that ended up crashing, and then he tucked tail and ran. Today, he has the nerve to show his face again. CEO Han, because of your ignorance, how many families went bankrupt overnight? The stock market is unpredictable. Who can ever be sure? Is that so? Then should I pull up those videos of you giving public lectures online and show them to Mr. Wong and Mr. Lee? Mr. Wong, Mr. Lee, Mrs. Lee, this Mr. Han here has really screwed over his business partners. Just wait a couple of days and check the corner of the financial news. There might even be a report about it. Getting into business with someone like him, you'd be asking for trouble. Thank you for the warning, Miss Jean. We'll take our leave now. Hey, Mr. Wong, Mr. Lee. Sue Xian'er, you little genius. So, I broke off our engagement. Big deal. Did you really have to screw me over like this? Hey, that wasn't my Xian'er screwing you over. That was me. And besides, you're the one who's incompetent, but still loves to show off. You danced right into my line of sight. Of course I was going to put you in your place. Jean Noah, don't think just because you're a daughter of the Jean family, I won't dare to do anything to you. What do you want to do to me? Do you even dare? Security. What's going on here? Is this the level of security for the Dongfang family? People without invitations are allowed into the hall. If any guest gets hurt by someone with bad intentions, can you even take responsibility for that? Sir, please show your invitation. Show what? I already lost it. Lost. The invitation is crafted from 18-karat gold, inlaid with 88 genuine South African diamonds. You can take it to any business under the Dongfang family and receive VIP treatment. You say you lost it? Who'd believe that? So what? Does Han Group really care about something like that? Mr. Han, please present your invitation. I told you I already lost it. Don't you understand? Since you don't have an invitation, I'm afraid we'll have to be impolite. Let go of me, you snobs. Do you know who I am? I'm the CEO of Han Group. I don't care what group CEO you are. Without an invitation from the Dongfang family, you're nobody. Take him away. Let go of me. Let go. Miss Jean, thank you for the heads up. Humph. What a clown. I really don't know what I was thinking back then. Actually agreeing to marry him. Wasn't that the engagement your grandfather arranged? If it weren't for what happened to your parents, you wouldn't have chosen to marry him at that time. Our Xian'er is a blessed girl. A blessed girl doesn't enter a cursed house. The Han Group will only go further downhill. Thank you, Nuo. Why so formal with me? Let's go home. Why is he a little warm? Honey. Yen, have you been drinking? Why do you smell like alcohol? Mrs. Lee, rubbing alcohol cools you down. Oh, so that's it. Are you still feeling sick? Honey, hug. Not sick.
Quiche.
Honey. Yen, have you been drinking or not? I'll go ask Mrs. Lee to make you some more congee. Mississippi. Mrs. Lee. You scared me to death. Is the young master asleep? He seems drunk. How did he end up drinking? Oh, about that. The young master suddenly got a fever again tonight. So, I wanted to use an old home remedy to cool him down. When I wasn't looking, he gulped down 2 big mouthfuls of baijiu. It scared me half to death. Miss, is the young master going to be okay? Should we take him to the hospital? No, it should be fine. I'm going to take a shower first. Mrs. Lee, you can go rest. All right, Mississippi. President Sue, you just saw President Lee out. In 20 minutes, the video conference with President Xi is scheduled to begin. Okay. Remind me when there are 10 minutes left. Yes, President Sue.
Yi.
Nuo. Ha ha ha. Xian'er, have you seen it? The local trending searches are full of news about Han Jin. I'm in the middle of work. Let me see. Haha, he totally deserves it. Han's stock has already taken a huge hit. This is so satisfying. I'm gonna go buy some bots later to fan the flames on this trending topic. It's probably not really necessary. No way. That jerk bullied my Xian'er while I wasn't around. It would be wrong not to teach him a lesson. No, I'm so lucky to have you. Better than your husband? Stop it. President Sue, the video conference is in 10 minutes.
Okay. No.
I have to go. Gotta go.
Bye. President Han.
About the trending topic on those stocks you picked, its popularity suddenly shot up to #1. Suppress it. Suppress it now. I don't care how much it costs. Just bury it. Yes, sir. Who the hell is messing with me? Who is it? President Han, we have a problem. All our suppliers want to terminate their contracts. What? Contact the key companies for me right now. I'll go visit them personally. Right away, President Han.
Damn it.
Don't let me find out who's behind this. If you have something to say, say it. President Han, Mr. Zhang, Mr. Yang, and Mr. Wang have all gone abroad on vacation. No return date set. Herbaceous plan. What do you have to report? President Han, we can't get the trending topic taken down because no matter how much we offer, the other side doubles it. Plant. A yen. The doctor says your intelligence isn't from a congenital factor. It's from a head injury you sustained later in life. There's a small blood clot in your brain. That's what caused your intelligence. Do you understand what that means? My smart wife. That blood clot is from when you saved me 7 years ago. My uncle had someone hit you. It means your condition is completely reversible. As long as you get proper treatment, you can go back to being a normal person. I'm just so happy about this. If my wife is happy, I'm happy. Sit right here and wait for me, okay? I'll go ask the doctor a few more questions. See if there's anything else we need to watch out for. Don't go wandering off. Sure thing, honey. The day after tomorrow, afternoon, DM restaurant. If you dare not show up, don't blame me for what happens to the Sue family. I've already made an appointment in the capital with the best neurosurgeon. You'll have the surgery in 5 days. The brain surgery described in those medical papers. It's a little scary. Ayen, are you scared? Ayen, what are you thinking about? Silly, you're not getting scared already, are you? Don't be scared. I'll be with you the whole time. Don't be afraid. Young master, of all the places you could have picked to meet, why did it have to be here? It took me half an hour just to find it. I'm completely worn out. That's because you're so stupid. Cut the crap. I need to get home fast. Otherwise my wife will find out. You're so whipped. What are you mumbling about? Nothing. Young master, just tell me what you need. Last time, I asked you to separate my personal asset from the Dongfang family holdings. How's that coming along? It's almost done. Probably another 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days? Then I can't get out of that dinner with the old man the day after tomorrow. And what about my overseas assets? You're absolutely sure you've never let it slip? Of course. Young master, don't you trust me?
Fine.
No other instructions? Young master, of all the places you could have picked to meet, why did it have to be here? It took me half an hour just to find it. I'm completely worn out. Who told you to be so stupid? Cut the crap. I need to hurry home. Otherwise my wife will find out. You're so whipped. What are you muttering about? Nothing. Young master, if you have any orders, just tell me. Last time, I asked you to separate my personal asset from the Dongfang family. How's that going? It's almost done. Probably need another 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days? Then I can't skip the old man's dinner the day after tomorrow. And what about my overseas assets? You're sure you've never let it slip, right? Of course. Young master, don't you trust me?
Fine.
No other instructions? Son-in-law, Xiao Lu came and told me about last night. What were you doing out so late? Ayen, did you go out last night?
No.
Couldn't sleep. Played with potato. In the middle of the night? Son-in-law, you mustn't go out. It'd be troublesome if you got lost. From now on, You have to tell us where you're going, okay? Otherwise, I'll worry. All right, finished breakfast. I need to go to a factory on the outskirts to discuss a partnership. Yen, do you want to come along?
Go. No.
Lately, I can't seem too clingy with Xian'er. Otherwise, how will I find an excuse later not to go out with Xian'er? No, not going. Why not anymore? Playing games, okay? Then you play. I'll be with you after work. Mr. Ma, so the deal is settled? Give me the contract. Xian'er, how did you? Shut up. Hanjin, I'm tired of hearing your same old lines. Why do you keep haunting me like this? I'm married already. Why are you still pestering me? Wherever I go, there you are. Was Mr. Han a piece of sticky plaster in his past life? You. Xian'er, how can you be so kind and beautiful? Who exactly is smart and beautiful? You might want to think back carefully. I believe the victims blocking the entrance downstairs at Han Group haven't been dealt with yet by Mr. Han. Why is there still a gap? Tracking my every move, shamelessly trying to steal my business partner. What happens at Han Group is none of your damn business. You haven't signed a contract with Mr. Ma yet. So, how is he your business partner? Mr. Ma, please excuse this. It's fine, Mr. Ma. Whatever price Su Group offers, Han Group will go 20% higher. Well, Mr. Ma, our Su Group is approaching this partnership with complete sincerity. I'm sure you're aware of the current state of Han Group. Forget his inflated 20% markup. Even 70% of the payment, whether it can be paid on time, is completely up in the air. You goody two-shoes. You dare undermine me? Well, Mr. Ma, the ancient said, only women and petty men are hard to deal with. Please give it some more thought. Don't fall for her tricks. I'm starting to wonder if Mr. Han bought his diploma. Only women and petty men are hard to deal with. If you get close to them, they become insolent. If you keep your distance, they resent it. What does that mean? Mr. Han, maybe look it up properly before you try to show off. You. As for whether Mr. Ma signs with Su Group, please give it some more thought. I'll take my leave now. President Su, wait. I'm definitely signing with Su Group. Mr. Han, please leave.
Fine.
Very well. Please leave, Mr. Han. We're about to discuss trade secrets. You're not welcome here. This way, please. Xian'er, you genius. What are you so smug about? Just you wait. One day, I'll have you begging on your knees. Boss, this is the core plot of the new district planned above. Take a look. Boss, do you know that person? Looks a bit familiar. That's Xian'er, daughter of Su Qing'an from the Su Group. Su Qing'an and his wife had an accident. Both ended up in a vegetative state. The Su Group was on the verge of bankruptcy and liquidation. She pulled it back together, bit by bit. Oh, so she's Noah Girl's best friend. The industry sees her as a capable woman. No matter how capable, she's still not fit to be the young madam of the Dongfang family. Yes, boss. Mrs. back. Dinner will be ready in half an hour. Okay. Yen, I'm back. What are you playing? This is the first time. You haven't even glanced at me when I got home. Is it fun? Yeah, it's fun. All right. Jean Nua said he's treating us to dinner. Do you want to go? Tomorrow afternoon. He found a really great restaurant. Want to go, Yen? Tomorrow afternoon? Isn't that exactly when my dad wants me to go to that dinner? What a coincidence. Playing games. We're going for delicious food. Don't regret it later. No regrets. Men are all such pigs. It hasn't even been that long, and you're already not clingy anymore. Yen. Is it okay if I call you Yen? You already called me that. Why bother asking? I heard from Uncle Dongfang that you've played piano since you were little. Your favorite is
Vladimir Horowitz.
What a coincidence. Same here. That's your Uncle Dongfang's favorite. Not mine. Yen. Do you not like me? What do you think? But I feel. Feelings can grow over time. Xian'er, let me tell you, this place has the most amazing steak. I had to book it almost half a month in advance. Really? Then I'll definitely have to try it today. The steak that Miss Jean can't stop raving about.
Whoa.
Am I seeing things? Is that Dongfang Buxing and Yen Qingyao? Oh wow, it really is. No. What are you looking at? Nothing. Waiter. Noah, isn't that Dongfang Yan's fiancé? And the one sitting across from her, isn't that Dongfang Yan?
Haha, maybe.
Yen doesn't want to build feelings with me. Is it because of that Miss Su? No. That's Yen. Oh man, total showdown. Yen. Dongfang Yan.
Xian'er.
You have to stay calm. Fiancé.
No.
So, from the first time you met Yen, you knew he was Dongfang Yen from the start, didn't you? So, you've been in cahoots the whole time, lying to me, right? Honey, please don't cry. Shut up. We never got a marriage license. I'm not your wife.
Hello, Misu.
Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Yen Qingya. I'm Yen's fiancé. Humph. Honey, drop the little act. Of all the things you could do, you just had to be the other woman. Xian'er, wait for me. Hello, Uncle Dongfang. I've already met Miss Su. She got upset. Yen went after her. Yes, I understand. Heh. Yen Qingya, have never failed to get anything I truly wanted. And who the hell do you think you are? Honey, let me explain. What's there to explain? The young master of the Dongfang family, Dongfang Yen. Honey, I didn't mean to deceive you. I am not your wife. Yen Qingya is your wife. Playing the fool. Pretending to be a beggar. Young master. Through and through. You really put on quite a show. There were so many signs. And it's my fault. My fault for being so naive. So stupid. My fault for trusting you so completely. Xian'er, that's not it. Just let me explain. This whole fiancé thing. It's all my father and Yen Qingya. It was all one-sided wishful thinking. I have never had a single shred of feeling for her. Jean Noah can vouch for me. Yin, help me explain.
Oh, Xian'er.
About the fiancé thing. No. You don't need to say anything else. I don't want to hear it. Get away from me. Don't come near me. Yin, what are you standing there for? Go after her, quick. Oh my god. What a mess this is. Dongfang Yen. Miss, what's wrong? Where's the young master? Didn't he come back with you?
Ontieli.
There is no young master. Don't mention him anymore. Huh. What happened? Nothing. He found his family.
Hey, imdin.
I'm going to rest. Will you marry me? If I marry you, will I get to eat steamed buns every day? Yes, every single day. Then let's get married right now, okay? Okay, let's get married. Let's get married. Yen, don't be scared. Xian'er, you don't have to be scared either. Yen will protect you. Wifey, time to take your medicine. Go to sleep, and the sickness will fly away. Wifey, eat. Wifey, don't frown. Yen doesn't like it. Okay. Look. See, that's better now. Miss. The young master is back, but he's standing outside. He refuses to come in no matter what. Did you two have a fight? Mississippi, go call the young master inside. It looks like it's about to rain. Miss. You should go back. I won't see you again. Honey.
Xian'er, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to. Help Dongfang Yen deceive you. I know. I don't blame you. So you're not mad anymore? Have you forgiven Dongfang Yen? Dongfang Yen really has had it rough. Since he was little, his father treated him inhumanely, and his uncle was always plotting against him in secret. It's a miracle he's even survived this long.
Xian'er.
Please have some pity on him. Just forgive him. That whole thing with Yen Qingya was really his father setting him up. He never once entertained the idea of marrying Yen Qingya. Yen. Mississippi. What on earth happened between you two? The young master is outside. He's been standing in the rain all night. He won't leave no matter what we say. He won't even use an umbrella. I have no idea what's going on right now.
Mama Lee.
I'm heading to work. Huh. Mississippi. You haven't eaten breakfast yet. Oh dear. What on earth is going on? President Su, your husband has been standing downstairs for quite a while. Security told him he could come up, but he said without your permission, he wouldn't dare set foot inside. He doesn't dare come in. Ignore him. But he looks absolutely terrible. His complexion is really awful. Tell him to leave immediately. Yes, President Su. President Su, there's someone claiming to be Dongfang Yan's assistant, named Mo Fong. He's requesting a brief meeting. He's asking if you have a moment. He also mentioned your husband is Dongfang Yan. Tell him I don't have time. I'm very busy and not seeing any visitors, alright?
President Su.
We just heard your husband is from the Dongfang family, the heir, Dongfang Yen. He only ended up like that before, because of special circumstances. President Su, does this mean Su Corporation is saved? Focus on your work. But it's the Dongfang family. Do you even need to ask? Our President Su just became the young madam of the Dongfang family. Forget just one Su Corporation. Even saving 100 companies like Su Corporation wouldn't make them bat an eye. Good thing I stuck it out and didn't jump ship. Once Su Corporation becomes part of the Dongfang family's holdings, our compensation could multiply several times over. Really? Dongfang family perks. Focus on your work. Stop gossiping about all this nonsense. President Su, did something happen to you?
No.
Is today's schedule set? It's all arranged. You'll be meeting with Mr. Xiaofu from Dongfang Pictures to discuss a collaboration soon. At 1 p.m., Director Qian from Dongfang Manhua Media is also scheduled. Alright, let's go with that plan. Young master, let's go. The young madam is still furious. She won't see you. No. Xian'er would never refuse to see me. Young master, why are you so stubborn? The young madam just found out the truth. She's naturally still angry. Even if she sees you, she won't have anything nice to say. Besides, you're still running a fever. Come with me to the hospital now. Shut up and get lost. Hey, young master. The young madam just came out. Honey. Young madam, please talk him into going to the hospital. He's been running a high fever. He just woke up and bolted from the hospital, crying and yelling that he had to see you. Go to the hospital now. Honey, I want you to come with me. I'm swamped with work. You take him to the hospital. Got it. Let's go. Young master. The young madam gave the order. You can't just ignore her now. Honey, once you're done with work, can you come be with me? We'll see. I'm heading out first. Honey, I'll be waiting for you. Haha, young master. You are such a...
Get lost.
Alright, I'll get lost and take you with me. Hello, Miss Su. This is Dongfang Yan's father. Hello, sir. Miss Su, do you have a moment? I'd like to meet with you.
Sure.
What time did you have in mind? 7 p.m. at the DM restaurant. Did you find out what's on my wife's schedule today? Got it, got it. Her conference call ends at 6:30 p.m. Then she's free. It's already 6:30 now, so she'll be here any minute. Quick, tell me, do I look weak enough? You look totally wiped out, like you've got some serious illness.
Screw you.
But I'm in a good mood right now, so I'll let it slide. Well, thanks a bunch for that. Over? Young master, what's over? See for yourself. Dongfang, you gotta be strong. My new iPhone 15 Pro Max. Hey, young master. Young master, wait up. Miss Su, please have a taste. A steer raised on a top-tier ranch. Only the fillet from the whole animal is fit to eat. Sorry, I'm allergic to beef. That was thoughtless of me.
I'm sorry, uncle.
Just say whatever you need to say. Since you prefer directness, Miss Su, I won't beat around the bush either. You and Yen aren't right for each other. I hope you leave him. Is that so? Well, Yen and I don't see it that way. Miss Su, I can help resolve the Su family's troubles and give you a substantial sum of money. You name the amount. So, in your eyes, uncle, is Yen not worth the entire Dongfang family? Miss Su, as for me, I hope you know when to step back. Otherwise, neither you nor the Su family can afford the consequences. Dongfang Yan, let's break up. We don't need to see each other anymore.
Impossible.
Xian'er would never take your money and leave me. When it comes down to it, Miss Su is just an ordinary person of flesh and blood. What she wants most, don't you know perfectly well? Do you think your so-called love can make her disregard everything and stand with you against the entire Dongfang family? Whatever she cares about, I can give it to her. Whether it's saving the Su family or getting her parents the best medical care, I can do it all. I know you have your own personal business, but how much can that really be worth? My child, you are a member of the Dongfang family. That will never change. The wedding will proceed as planned in 10 days. Am I your son? Or just your puppet? Young master, what do we do now? Get the trending topic about me refusing the wedding to the top. I want Xian'er to see that I've never once considered marrying another woman. Right away, young master. I'll get on it immediately.
I'm sorry, President Su.
I couldn't stop this young lady. It's fine. You can go now. Miss Yen. Su Xian'er, I actually thought you truly loved Yen. I didn't expect you to be such a selfish woman. Miss Yen. Miss Yen, is this the upbringing of a scholarly family? Dealing with a little wretch like you? You should feel honored. I even bothered to slap you. That's for shamelessly interfering in someone else's relationship. This slap is for Ian. For Ian? You have the nerve. Yen Qingya. Between me and Ian, you're the other woman. What gives you the right to come to Su Corporation and make a scene? Just because you're a daughter of the Yen family, a woman from a petty, insignificant family like you could never marry Ian. If you love him, you should let him go. Instead of egging him on, making him willing to break off his engagement with me, even at the cost of splitting from the Dongfang family. So, did you break off the engagement? Obviously not. Well, there you go. What do you mean? There you go.
Xian'er.
You just want to see the whole Dongfang family become a laughingstock. Is that it? A good woman like you is truly vicious. Yen Qingya, You're the one who wants to be Mrs. Dongfang, aren't you? If Dongfang Yan really cuts ties with the Dongfang family, your little scheme falls apart. That's why you're lashing out in humiliation, storming into Su Corporation to take it out on me, right? Bullshit. Whether I end up with Dongfang Yan or not is my business. I'm very busy, unlike Miss Yan, who spends every day scheming how to steal someone else's man. Assistant Zhang, show her out.
Suxian, you sanctimonious bitch.
Miss Yen, this way, please. Get lost. This doesn't concern you. Then I apologize in advance. Security Department, we have a troublemaker. Come quickly. Security Department? You think I scare that easily? You bunch of bastards. Who dares lay a hand on me? She's the one. Throw her out. Get off. You think you can touch me? This lady is refusing to cooperate. Once she's removed, call the police. So, she can't turn around and blame us. Get your filthy hands off me. Xian'er. No one has ever humiliated me like this. You just wait. I'll make sure your Su Corporation is completely destroyed. You'll all pay for this. Two upstanding working men. I'll make sure you can't survive in the capital. Maybe think before you brag. It's pretty embarrassing. Miss, are you okay? I'm fine, thank you. Two big guys bullying a beautiful woman like that. Aren't you ashamed? Just what you'd expect from a company run by a genius like Xian'er. The security guards they raise. Genius. You know Xian'er? Of course I know him. It's all because of that bastard and Jean Nua. They drove my Han Corporation to the brink of bankruptcy. I was just heading to his company to settle the score. Miss, why were you treated that way by his company's security? Why would I tell a loser like you?
I'm Yan Qingya.
Don't you know who I am? Yan Qingya? Oh. You're the talented lady from the Yen family. Yan Qingya, it's a pleasure. How did you? Haven't you seen the recent news? The internet is full of attacks against me. Why would I go looking for trouble? What news? Haha, I've been busy with company matters lately. No time to go online. Xian'er interfered in my relationship with the heir of the Dongfang family. I came to demand an explanation. He just had security throw me out. Didn't he already find a beggar husband? That bastard Xian'er, the crown prince of the Dongfang family. Does she really think she's worthy of coveting him? Back then, I saw she was a nasty piece of work. That's why I broke off the engagement. Seems like I definitely made the right call. You're Hanjin. You know me? Of course I do. I saw your name when I looked into Xian'er. I have a deal I'd like to make with you. If you agree, I can help you get through the Han family crisis. What do you say? What kind of deal? Haha, working with a powerhouse like President Su is my pleasure. Here's to a great partnership. To a great partnership. President Su, I have a friend who just got back from overseas. He's also looking for a reliable business partner. If you're interested, I can introduce you. Thank you, President Wang. I'm hosting a welcome dinner for him tonight. It's at Shangpin Xian. Please join us, President Su. All right, I'll see you tonight then. See you tonight, President Su. This is the friend I mentioned, President Kate. He's planning to invest $5 billion to develop a commercial hub in the new district. You two have a good talk. Hello, President Kate. President Su is very straightforward about our collaboration. President Su, you're drunk. Let me have someone drive you home. No need. I'll just call a designated driver. Well, all right, President Su. Be safe on the road. Thank you for everything today, President Wang. I'll treat you to dinner next time. Hello. Is this the designated driver? I'm at Manhwa parking lot. Section B right now. W, who are you people? What do you want? Who sent you? How much are they paying? I'll pay double. Sorry about this. Call the police. Hello? Miss, what's wrong? President Han, we've brought her here. The payment you mentioned has been transferred to your accounts. Thank you, President Han. Wake her up. Got it. Haha, I didn't expect this chick to have such a smoking hot body. You'll have plenty of time to play. But remember, film her, taking the initiative. Don't worry, Mr. Han. With this stuff, I guarantee the video we shoot will be to your satisfaction. Where am I? You?
Hanyin.
What are you doing to me? Do you know this is against the law? I've already had someone call the police. I suggest you let me go right now. Let you go? Are you dreaming? Xian'er, that beggar husband of yours. He's probably never satisfied you, has he? Tonight, I picked two strong guys to take good care of you. Hanjin, this is a crime.
A crime?
She says I'm committing a crime.
Huh?
Have I done anything? Did you think kidnapping me would let you avoid the security cameras? Hanjin, you'd better not knowingly break the law. I tampered with the cameras long ago. As for what's about to happen next, we're all consenting adults. It's completely mutual. How is that a crime? Isn't that right, guys? Yeah, completely mutual.
Hanyin.
Shut up. Start your performance. You got it, Mr. Han. Ha ha ha.
No.
No, stay away. Young master. The young madam seems to have gone off the grid. What did you say? The young madam had a business dinner tonight and went to the hip bar at Manhwa. And then she disappeared from the parking lot. Find her now. Mobilize everyone and find her. The orders have already been given. Young master, please don't panic. Maybe the young madam just. Young master, scream. The louder you scream, the more excited I get. Get away. Get away. Get away.
Ah. Xian'er, you genius.
Your time has finally come. No, no. Who the hell kicked the door? You got a death wish.
Xian'er. Ah. Keke.
A yen. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, I'm here. Damn you, you genius, daring to ruin my fun. You too. Get up and take care of him for me. I'll give you 200,000. What are you staring at? Genius, you've hit me so many times. Today we settle it all. What are you two standing there for? Get him. Don't be scared, honey. With me here, no one can bully you. Just you goody two-shoes? Haha, don't think just because I let it slide the last few times that I'm scared of you. Back then, I just admired a good guy like you every day. A genius trying to play the hero and save the beauty. You're just a good guy people admire. Take care of him for me. I'd like to see who dares to bully our young master. A beggar? What young master? Are you trying to fool me with that act? Open your damn eyes. This is the heir of the Dongfang family, Dongfang Yan.
What? Impossible.
Clean this up. Also, I don't want these guys walking out of here. Understood. No, 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 please. Start the car, let's go home. Yes, young master.
I'm sorry, Xian'er.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I should have been with you the whole time. A yen. A yen. Xian'er, what's wrong? A yen, I feel so awful. What did they do to you? I'll kill them.
Xian'er.
Awful. I feel awful. Get back as fast as you can. Yes, sir. Last night it was Ian. Thank goodness it was him. But he's going to marry Yan Qingya soon. Honey, you've already had your way with me. Are you trying to pretend it never happened? Hello, Misu. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Yan Qingya. I'm Ian's fiancé. You and Ian aren't right for each other. I hope you leave him. As for you, Miss Su, I hope you know when to step back. Otherwise, neither you nor the Su family can handle the consequences. I'll help resolve the Su family's difficulties. A woman from a modest background like yours could never marry Ian. If you love him, you should let him go, instead of pushing him to break off his engagement with me, even at the cost of cutting ties with the Dongfang family. Honey, don't you want to take responsibility for me? Dongfang Yan, first of all, I am not your honey. Secondly, we're adults. We slept together. It happened. It was just a drunken blackout. There's no need to talk about taking responsibility. Honey, I didn't mean to lie to you. Don't call me honey. We never got a marriage license. I am not your wife. We can go get the license right now. You have a fiancé. The wedding is just days away, isn't it? Dongfang Yan, I wish you happiness. Honey, why? Just because I hid my identity? Just because I lied to you? Are you throwing away what we had?
Yes.
I can't tolerate any deception. And what makes you think I loved you that much? I accepted your father's terms. I left you to get what I wanted. Whatever you want, I can give it to you. I can give you everything I have. Honey, don't leave me. Dongfang Yan, you're even more naive now than when you were playing dumb. The Su family crisis is over. I have money and free time. I can find any kind of man I want. Why would I hang myself up on a tree like you? Wake up. Dongfang Yan, don't make me think you're utterly ridiculous. Honey, don't follow me. Young Master Dongfang, please let me go. I was blind not to recognize your importance. I'm a genius. Please spare me. Spare me, please. Let you go? Do you know what you did wrong? I shouldn't have insulted you. I was wrong. I was really wrong. You shouldn't have bullied Xian'er. Yes. I shouldn't have bullied Miss Su. I was wrong. I'll never dare do it again. Originally, I was just going to bankrupt the Han family, but you had to be so audacious, daring to touch my Xian'er. Don't worry, I'll spare your life. After all, for someone like you, a living death is worse. Staying alive is the best punishment for you. Young Master Dongfang, I was wrong. I was really wrong. I beg you, let me go. I'll never dare do it again. Take him away and hand him over to the authorities. Yes. Young Master, you got the girl last night, huh? The young madam must have made up with you. She's still blaming me for deceiving her. She doesn't believe at all that I won't marry Yan Qingya. How could this happen? Could it be the young madam? Was she really swayed by her father's money? That's what she said. But last night you too. Is adult stuff that hard to understand? Since she doesn't believe me, then I'll make her watch my choice. Xian'er, you, and Dongfang Yan, you too. So you two made up?
No.
Huh. What? That bastard Hanjin. Does he have a death wish? I wonder how Dongfang Yan dealt with him. Do you even have to ask? Definitely dumped in international waters. Fish food. Feeding him to the fish is letting him off easy. If I'd known he was this kind of person, I would have taken care of him myself back then. Today, Han Jin, CEO of Han Group, has encountered an unusual situation. Behind him, the defrauded citizens are gathering around. Dongfang Yan is even more ruthless than I imagined. Ha ha ha, this is so satisfying. But a profit-driven guy like Han Jin, why would he commit kidnapping just to vent his anger? You mean Yan Qingya? Exactly, it's gotta be that little sweetheart. On the surface, she acts all cultured and refined, but underneath, she's a venomous little sweetheart.
Xian'er.
How could a woman like that be worthy of Dongfang Yan? Have you really thought this through?
Xian'er.
Dongfang Yan truly loves you. I've never seen him like this before. If his feelings for you had even a hint of disloyalty, do you think I'd still help him hide his identity?
Xian'er.
Don't let true love slip away. But I told him. I accepted his father's terms. I think he probably won't want to be with me anymore. It's true the Su family is facing difficulties, but we're gradually getting back on track. Sir, thank you for your hospitality today. I'll take my leave now. She's a good girl. Too bad her family background is so weak. Boss, should we take action and crush the Su family?
No.
Let her be. Presidente, the first batch of goods for Mr. Ma is finished. Mr. Ma would like you to come inspect the goods. How about the day after tomorrow at 10 a.m.? But the morning of the day after tomorrow is... What about the morning of the day after tomorrow? Do I have another appointment?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else? No, that's all. All right, you can go now. Okay. Hey, Nuo. Xian'er, where did you go? Today is Dongfang Yan and Yan Qingya's wedding day. I'm coming to pick you up right now. Then we'll crash their wedding. Dongfang buxing. How dare he let the wedding go on his plan? I'm going to skin him alive. No need. Xian'er, have you really made up your mind? Are you just going to hand Dongfang Yan over to someone else? Let me tell you, there's still plenty of time to change your mind. I still have work to do. I have to go now.
Xian'er.
All right. Are you at the office? I'm on my way to Mr. Ma's factory. Then be careful. If Xian'er won't fight for him, I will. Yan Qingya, you little cutie. Just you wait. I'm coming to scratch your face right now. That brat actually didn't show up. He's got his old man style. I heard the young master of the Dongfang family didn't want to marry Miss Yan at all. I heard that too. See, the ceremony's already started, and he's still not here. Welcome, everyone. Today, I do want to get married. But the bride I want to marry is not Yan Qingya. It's Su Xian'er, the daughter of Su Qing'an of the Su group. Yan, what are you saying? Stop joking around, Miss Yan. I never agreed to this engagement with you, so there's nothing to annul. I came here just to clear up any misunderstanding about our relationship. Yan. I hereby declare that Dongfang Buxing is officially renamed Dongfang Xing. Effective today. Cut the crap. You know where Xian'er is, right? I need to go propose to her right now. Xian'er went to Huiyan Group to President Ma's factory in the suburbs. Thanks. I'll treat you to wedding drinks later. Teach, I'm gonna be the maid of honor. President Ma, the products are excellent. I'm very satisfied. That's great. In that case, I'll speed up production on the second batch. Thank you for your hard work. Assistant Zhang, please go over the pricing with President Ma and notify finance to issue the payment as soon as we get back. Yes, President Su. Lu Yantao, how did I get here? Why don't you ask that wonderful husband of yours? How could I forget about that? You've got it wrong. He's not my husband anymore. Of course I know that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be showing up in front of you. He's the young master of the Dongfang family, after all. How could I afford to mess with him? So, why are you here now?
Why?
To settle the score with you, obviously. What score is there to settle between us? If it weren't for you back then, would I have crossed the Dongfang family's young master? Would I have lost my job and been kicked out of the capital, stuck in this godforsaken, middle-of-nowhere dump living as a nobody? You were the one harassing me back then. Well, you're just too beautiful. And the Sue group was on the verge of bankruptcy. You think I was the only one trying to get my hands on you? If it weren't for the Dongfang family's young master, you would have been passed around who knows how many times by now. What do you mean you don't know? Ha ha ha. The young master of the Dongfang family pulled so many strings for you behind the scenes, but that's all in the past now. He married Yan Qingya. You must have been cast aside, so the debt you owe for ruining my life like this. Let's settle it all right now. Who says he doesn't want me just because he got married? He was just following his father's wishes. It was a business marriage. We didn't break up. You really think I don't watch the news? Hey. Presidenzo, you might be beautiful, but your brain is still pretty dim. A man who can set you aside for a business marriage, that just means he got bored a long time ago. Even though you were the young master's woman, I don't mind at all. After all, you're so beautiful, and you cost me everything. The one who cost you everything is Dongfang Yan, not me. Even if you want revenge, don't go after the wrong person. Getting crushed by the Dongfang family's young master. I had that coming. An egg like me. How would I dare smash into a diamond like him? But you're different. A soft persimmon like you. I can squeeze you until you burst. Deputy Director Liu, calm down. I am perfectly calm. Come on, President Sue. Spend a little time with me. I've been craving you for so long. Let's talk this out. Deputy Director Liu, we can talk this through. There's no need to go this far. What's left to talk about? You can't keep me tied up forever. Sooner or later, someone will find out. When that happens, you won't just lose your current job. You'll end up in prison. Right now my wife and kid have left me. I've got nothing left, and I'm drowning in loan shark debt. You think I still care about any of that? You've held back all this time, just waiting for the day when Dongfang Yan dumps you. I didn't dare mess with him, but you think I won't mess with you? Go ahead, scream. The louder you scream, the more excited I get. Luyanta, aren't you afraid I'll scream and bring everyone running? You think there's anyone else around here? Relax. Even if you scream your lungs out today, no one's going to find you. Deputy Director Liu, let's talk this through. I can give you money, enough to last you the rest of your life. But right now, all I want is to get to know you better. Get off me. Where's President Sue? Xian'er told me she was here on business. She couldn't have left this soon. Her car's still outside. Get your manager Ma out here. Zhang Tezu, where's my wife? President Sue was just here. Where did President Sue go? Find her. Find her now.
Xian'er. Xian'er.
Young master. Honey, I'm here. Looks like I'm not getting out of this alive. In that case, Ian, look out. Ian.
Xian'er.
Sir. Nuonuo, look. It's Ian. Quick. See what's wrong with him. He's okay. Dongfang Yan is okay. Don't worry. Ian. Wake up. Someone call an ambulance. Call an ambulance.
Xian'er.
Dongfang Yan will be fine. Stop crying. He's bleeding so much. So much. The doctors are here. Don't be scared. What about Ayan? How is Ayan? He's in surgery. They're trying to save him. This is all your fault. It's all because of you. If it weren't for you, Ayan wouldn't be so badly hurt. Yan Qingya, who gave you the nerve to lay a hand on her? This person nearly got Ayan killed. So, what if I hit her? You think you're worthy of raising a hand to Xian'er? Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened at the wedding this morning. All those things Dongfang Yan said. How can you be so shameless? Shut up. Dongfang Yan made it clear in front of all the guests and the media. He clarified that there was never an engagement between you and him, and that he would never marry you. The person he wants to marry has always been Su Xian'er, a malicious person like you, who conspired with Han Jin to kidnap Xian'er. We don't have to wait for Dongfang Yan to wake up to settle this score. I'll settle it with you right now. That's bullshit. I didn't do it. Little Nua, is what you're saying true? Uncle, when has Jin Nua ever lied? Uncle Dongfang, I didn't do it, okay? Since things have come to this, Miss Yan, I think we should consider the engagement between our families as if it never existed. Uncle Dongfang, Mo Fong, please see Miss Yan out. Miss Yan, if you would. I don't want to make this ugly. I'm sorry, uncle. No need to apologize. Even now, I still don't think you're the right match for my son. But this is my son's choice. Xian'er, this isn't your fault. You're a victim too. If you want to blame someone, blame Liu Yantao. You know what? At the wedding, Dongfang Yan really didn't hold back at all. Yan Qingya barely hung on. If his father hadn't been there, he wouldn't have even shown up. The moment he came down, he asked where you were. He said he wanted to propose to you right away. Xian'er, can't you forgive him yet? I never. Doctor, how is he? The surgery went very well. Once he wakes up, he'll be fine. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. Honey, are you okay? Yan. You're finally awake.
I'm sorry, honey.
I made you worry. Stop crying. I was so scared you'd never wake up. I was terrified I'd never see you again. That wouldn't happen. With you here, how could I bear not to wake up? Stop crying. It breaks my heart.
Mofang, Komin.
Young master, I was so worried. But how did you know I was at the door? Half your head was practically poking in. How could I not know? Give me my stuff. What stuff? The stuff. Oh, I knew it. The young master wants this the moment he wakes up. Yan, lie back down quick. Young master, you just woke up. Don't make any sudden moves.
I'm fine.
Xian'er, will you marry me? Let me protect you, love you for all eternity, never to be parted. Xian'er, will you? I will. Today's dose of PDA is off the charts again. Xian'er, you've finally become my lawful wife, Dongfang Yan. I love you. I love you too. From the first moment I saw you at 18, I've been in love with you. That was you? The boy from back then? It was me, Xian'er. I'm sorry I missed so many years with you. From now on, I'll always be by your side. I'll never leave you for the rest of my life. Yan, my husband.